what is going on in this guy's mind? Like, first of all, does he actually like mathematics, right? I thought to myself, hey, you know what? Do they actually read my papers? And I thought to myself, what does this guy do in his free time? Okay? So I'll take those questions right now in order. So number one, do they actually like mathematics? No. Okay? Nobody does. Any math majors here? Sorry. Any? Yeah, be strong. Be strong. See, that's proof that there's something for everybody, which is awesome. Okay? Do they actually read my papers? We read most of your papers almost all the time. Okay? I'm just joking. I'm just joking. And what do we do in our free time? You know what? We do all the same stuff you all do. We just do it sexier. Okay? So, if you ever wondered, just letting you know. Okay? You ever run into your teachers like outside of school? It's creepy, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Like you're at Costco and you're just doing your normal thing, and then all of a sudden you're like, out of the corner you're like, oh no. And then what do? I mean, do I say hi? Do I not say hi? And then if we have that awkward moment where we do say hi, all of a sudden you're looking at what I bought and stuff like that. It's awkward for both of us, but most of you, for the most part, it's okay to say hi, just to let you know. So I don't know about you, those are some of the questions I had when I was a student. Anybody else have any questions? Any burning questions that you may have? You can ask them now, or you can ask me later. But any burning questions? Come on, there's got to be one. There's got to be one. No? None? Do teachers really care about us? Are you curious?
Yes.
Okay, wait till the end. Yeah.
You guys turn up?
Do you work?
Party.
Oh, is that what they call it now? We do. Just sexier. Okay. So, on a serious. Oh yeah. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Popped into my head. Do you have to have your cell phone around with you 24/7 in case students call you for urgent matters?
Absolutely not. No. I've heard about this though. There are some nice teachers. I know. I'm not that one, right? But there's some nice teachers that actually give out their phone number and they let you text them. Does anybody have any of those? Yeah. Well, way too nice. Way too nice for me. I can't handle that. But yeah, no, I don't. I turn that phone off as much as possible. If you have any other questions, you can let me know after. On a serious note, I actually have a purpose for being here. Just wanted to let you know. So over 11 years of teaching, I've had over 5,000 students come in and out of my doors. And when students of faith come talk to me in my office hour, two major burning questions come up. And I kind of want to talk about those today. Right? There might be others, but there's really two burning questions that come up. First of all, people ask me, how do I find the balance between faith and academics when they seem to contradict one another? Sometimes the things I'm learning and the things I feel inside, they don't necessarily match up. And what do I do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? And the second question that I get quite often is, well, how do I share my faith if I want to, and if I have faith? How do I share it in a college environment? So we're going to do the best we can to kind of go over two of those questions today, and I'll give you all the information that you need to know. Now, if you have a faith question, I'm going to ask you to do three things. First of all, you got to pray, you got to listen to God, and you got to read God's Word. That's it. When you got a question about like the American Revolution and stuff like that, that's what Google was made for, right? But when you have a faith, a really hard question that you can't answer, pray, read the Bible, and then listen to God. He'll let you know, okay? So we did the prayer part. I want to do a little bit of Bible reading, if that's okay, right? So, in the Bible, there's this book called 1 Corinthians. So this guy named Paul, who was kind of hanging out after Jesus died, he wrote a letter. He was in a place called Ephesus. And if you see the background here, this is actually the library of Ephesus. And what happened is he said, I'm going to write a letter to my people in Corinth. Okay, and so that's what this letter is. And so just to let you know, it's a legit place. Sometimes when you read about these things historically, and you're like, what's going on? So you can see Europe, you got Spain, this is Southern Europe, this is the Mediterranean, you got Italy, the bottom of the boot, this place called Greece, okay? It used to be called Macedonia, if you ever hear that. Any ancient civilization people here, that would make sense to you. And so on the water, it's kind of a port town, and apparently it's really nice. I've never been, but there is Corinth. Okay, just to let you know. And then you got Turkey, then south of that you have Africa. Okay. So Paul is writing this letter to them, and he's talking about what's it like to be a follower of Christ? What's it like to be an apostle? And in chapter 9, he says some stuff that I think is where we're going to find our answers. Now, y'all are in college, so I'm going to ask you, maybe we can read this together. I'm going to count to 3, and stuff's going to come up, and let's see if we can't read this together. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Though I am free and belong to no person, I make myself a slave to everyone to win as many as possible. More stuff's going to come up. To the Jews, I became like a Jew to win the Jews. We're not done. To those under the law, I became like one under the law, so as to win those under the law. We're still going. To those not having the law, I became like one not having the law, so as to win those not having the law. Still going. To the weak, I became weak to win the weak. I have become all things to all people, so that by all possible means I might save some. Our last one. I do all this for the sake of the gospel, that I may share in its blessings. Okay? So I want to go back to that first part where he says, though I am free and belong to no person, I make myself a slave to everyone to win as many as possible. So I'm free, but I'm going to give up some of my freedom to become something else because I think it's important. Okay? So let's go back to our first question. So how do I find the balance between faith and academics, especially when they contradict